Have you ever been walking down the middle aisle of a Lidl, seen some of their Parkside power tools priced incredibly cheaply and wondered if they're actually worth the money? Well, me too, and that is exactly why I've bought this 1/2-inch impact gun, and we're going to put it to the test with Ben today in the workshop and find out, is it actually a good investment? So this kit was available in Lidl's for about £70, I believe. That's not actually where I got it, I bought it online, so it cost me £80. But I think if you were lucky enough to find these when they're on sale in Lidl's, they are £69.99, which, for an impact gun, which says it has torque of up to 400 Newton meters.
It's not bad, because you couldn't even buy a Milwaukee body without a battery for that. So if it does come with all the bits and bobs, that's actually quite good value, providing it performs okay.
We're actually going to put it up against a Milwaukee, my second-hand one. This has been around for quite a while, but even if you still want to buy this same model, which has been superseded by newer models, you would still be looking at an equivalent set with a battery and a case, at least £250, if not £300. So,
and this is a brand new battery on this one as well, and it's fully charged. So it's going to be, you know, it's going to be
comparable. It's going to give you an idea of what can you get for 3 or 4 times less money, and is it actually still usable?
Some of the Parkside stuff I've seen in the middle of Lidl has been okay. So
it comes in a nice hard carry case. We'll whip this open and find out exactly what we've got in our kit.
Impact gun, 1 battery, 1 charger, and a selection of impact sockets. So 21, 19, and 17 is going to do most of your wheel bolts on most cars.
Yeah.
And 23, not sure about that, but
it's not bad really though, considering if you were to buy the Milwaukee, you wouldn't get sockets with it, wheel sockets, unless you were buying them as part of a kit or something. So it's a little added extra value.
And this is 20 volt. And these are presuming 18 volt because they're M18. That's 5 amp hour. Does it tell you what this one is? 4 amp hour, 20 volt. So a little less amp hourage, but a little more volts.
That, I would say, is noticeably heavier. And the Parkside's bigger as well.
What, so you're saying the Parkside's heavier?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they're pretty comparable. I think the weights are in different places though.
Maybe my right arm's weaker. Oh. That's too much exercise.
That doesn't have the same...
it's not a snappy.
Isn't. And battery on this one is fully charged as well. So
yeah, a little bit of YouTube magic has happened there. It's not just that it's come and it's fully charged. I had it out when we charged it. So it is 100% fully charged. It's got different power modes, like the Milwaukee has.
Where's that to?
It's on here, so you can set, supposedly, 100, 150, 200, 300 and 400 Newton meters. That's a bit of BS.
I think we can test how accurate that one is, because I'll grab my torque wrench, we'll do a wheel bolt up to 150 and it should just be able to blast it off, no issue.
First impressions though, doesn't feel that bad, does it? Quite nice rubbery texture on these black bits. It's obviously like a cheaper plastic.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But it's not...
So that is a metal kind of end on there as well, and these take an absolute, well you can see on this, these take an absolute beating, so it's nice to see that is a proper metal end on there.
Give it a little rattle, is there much?
There's a little play in the battery, but then again there is no
This one's older, but there's more in this, so...
A little belt clip.
Yeah, this would have had it, but I think it's been removed at some point.
That is so disappointing. You just want it to...
It'll probably still do the same thing, but yeah, I mean, sometimes with an impact gun, you want it to just...
Do we have a light on this one? We do. It's okay, we've got a light on both of them.
Is it a light under the bit, or is it on...
It's like shining, emanating upwards on that one.
It's interesting. An uplighter.
What's the first test then?
Shall we do up a wheel nut with the Milwaukee on its lowest power setting and see if the Parkside can get it off on its highest power setting?
We should probably use quite a cheap throwaway card in case we do any damage.
Yeah, this is 400 Newton meters worth of power, so should we do it on the R8?
Yep.
Cool.
I think so.
If you take the Milwaukee, that has been set to the lowest power setting.
We're on 100 Newton meters.
No problem.
Easy.
Tell you what, let's get the torque wrench and let's tighten it up to 100 Newton meters. Let's see how accurate the Parkside's Newton meter button is.
A rear wheel. So we've got the handbrake on. 100 Newton meters right there.
So that is pretty damn accurately 100 Newton meters using a snap-on tool. How expensive is this, Ben?
God, I wouldn't like to say now. I forgot how much I paid for it. It's a good couple £100 though. It's not cheap.
Let's see if 100 Newton meters on the Parkside really is 100 Newton meters. No, it lies. On average, as a vehicle technician, what would the Newton meterage be for wheel bolts?
Varies from manufacturer, between like 100, 130, but
Yeah.
you get some are way lower than that, some are way higher.
In reality, this says it's 400 Newton meters. I've heard reports it's probably more like 150 all told.
I can believe that. So from what I'm seeing so far, I can believe that.
So I think we might have to go at least to 350, if not to 400 Newton meters,
Well,
to get this undone.
next step is 200.
Okay.
So I'll give that a go.
All right.
There we go.
Half power. What did I say?
They've backed themselves into a bit of a corner by saying Newton meters, because there's no other impact out there that is specifying what
Yeah.
power.
They've kind of given it, probably based off the motor in there, a 400 Newton meter rating. So they've gone, oh, let's do 4 power stages and we'll split it down by Newton meters, which is daft. Because also, don't go using that like, oh yeah, my wheel nuts are 100 Newton meters, and whizzing it up with 100 Newton meters on the button, because it probably won't be.
That's a fair point. Somebody out there has probably gone 100. It's about
100 Newton,
right.
oh, this is brilliant, because this Parkside says it on here on the button.
And now their wheels rolling off down the road. Yeah.
It's really bumpy on my car now.
Shall we do 150? It's still in the 200 Newton meter mode. I'm going to give it everything it's got and see if setting that to 150 will actually, you know.
How far off we are.
Yeah.
Don't normally do that with your ugga dugga. I've set it to 150, but do check it. I'm an idiot.
That has actually tightened it more than the 150 Newton meters.
Has it?
So maybe it's more powerful.
Oh, it's tightened it more than.
151 I saw on there before it
Okay.
started undoing.
That's set at 200 and wazzing that up the most we can. This isn't going to be an exact science with every wheel nut, is it?
No.
It's done it up to 150, which is interesting.
So it's more powerful one way than it is the other. It would
yeah,
appear.
I reckon if you unwind it now, crack it back up to 150, and we'll test it again with 200 now, because I don't think it will undo it as easily. Your Parkside, sir.
Thanking you kindly.
Place your bets now. Will it undo it? Called it.
Not having any of it.
Why is it more powerful one way than the other? Maybe it's just having that, like, it's like a little science lesson for you, talking about kinetic energy. When it's moving, it's easier to keep moving, but once it's rock solid and tight up there, it hasn't got the kind of braking torque, has it?
You've got that inertia, haven't you, of the bolts spinning to begin with.
And that's where we're missing that whip from the Milwaukee.
It'd be interesting to see what power mode on the Milwaukee will...
Crack her off. Right, that's the lowest setting. I don't think that's going to do it.
No chance.
No, because that's like an MG42 machine gun. It's too slow.
Well, with these. Power
2.
setting 2.
It's absolutely wazzed it off. I mean, frankly, if the Parkside on any power setting undoes this at 150 Newton meters, theoretically, that should cover you for most cars, shouldn't it? But there are going to be wheel nuts that are just ridiculously tight, just for whatever reason.
Yeah, but it's not just wheel bolts you're undoing on a car. Like, if you come to a hub nut, it could be in like 200 Newton, 300 Newton meters, you know, crank pulley bolts, things that actually you're going to use impacts for. 150, if that's its limit, isn't going to cut it.
With the greatest of respect, though, people who are buying this for £70 from Lidl's probably aren't going quite that in depth, are they?
Yeah.
Probably whipping off wheels, maybe for a track day or something.
Well, I can picture the type of person that owns this probably has a set of winter tyres in the shed
Yeah.
that need to swap over once a year.
I just want to have it in the
And
workshop.
that'll
It's a
be-
power tool. You can get cool little things for the battery racks, stuff like that. Who doesn't like stuff like that?
And you might actually have a whole range of Parkside tools, like your electric Parkside lawnmower runs
Yeah.
off these 20 volts. So having
I'd
one
quite like
kicking
to get
around.
the angle grinder. So if you'd like to see us test the angle grinder, which would use the same battery, let us know.
So,
So that's on 300.
yep.
Theoretically, straight off, no worries. Well, look at that. Better than I thought. I reckon we kind of proven power on it. Do you think we put it on to 400 Newton meters, tighten it up as much as it would go, and see what your breakup bars say?
In most circumstances, I would be like, that is a terrible idea.
Oh, yeah.
Because a good Milwaukee would probably shear the bolt off.
It would go through one side of the car and out the other.
Yeah.
That's how powerful it is.
I don't think we're going to have that issue.
No.
So yeah,
I mean, but use your best judgment. If it feels like the drill's going through the car, then don't. But
obviously, we don't want to damage the alloy wheel. We've got new wheel bolts anyway, so I'm not really fussed about that.
in the name of science.
400 Newton meters. So you wouldn't usually hold a trigger for that long, but I'm just trying to give it every fighting chance to be a decent gun.
Oh, actually gone pretty damn tight.
We'll lower it down to the floor. You might have to see when it clicks. There you go, moving there.
293.6.
That's surprisingly good, yeah.
Will it undo its own work? Because we do think it isn't quite as strong as it is doing up.
Yeah.
Because of kinetic energy.
We are in 400. And can it undo itself? So that's a bit disappointing.
It's good if you want something very tight, but not good if you want to remove something very tight. Although, one more test in here, I think, if you please. Shall we tighten it up using the torque wrench to 250? That's 50 Newton meters less than it tightened itself up to.
Yep.
And will it do that? Or are we just literally poles apart? Is it half as powerful undoing than it is doing up?
So I have faith that the Milwaukee will have no issue here. On 2.
I reckon. Give it a go. Let's see.
Oh,
just like butter.
Didn't even think about it. 250. We're in 400. Still with a full charge. No good.
Would you agree that an impact gun, you generally want more for the ease of getting tight bolts undone than for just doing up lots of bolts quickly?
If I had to gear it one way, I'd like to get stuff undone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're kind of working the opposite way here. Come on, little Parkside.
Still in 400.
Hey.
So I did have to give that quite a bit of pressure to try and get that anvil in there working a bit harder. But it's circa around the 220.
220, 230 maybe, because we could have chucked a little bit more charge back in there, even though it's still reading full.
Yeah, and this socket is quite light, and I have found a heavier socket generally has a bit more oomph to it. That is a scientific phrase for it. We've got about 220, 230 in undoing capacity, and about, what, 290 in...
300 on a good day. I mean, we're talking 70 quid.
That's going to cover you for most wheel bolt scenarios, I think.
Yeah.
If you get
at the end of the day, look, if you've got one that's really hard to undo, you can get a big bar. You're just going to get that horrible snap when it goes.
Yeah, and like buzzing off suspension components, you know, providing it's not really heavily corroded, this should do most suspension components as well. You're certainly not tightening a ball joint up to 290 Newton meters. I'm
going to run it outside, because I want to have a go, and try a couple of wheel nuts, just see if it's, you know, real life scenario, outside, being in the rain.
Well, do you want me to see if we can buzz 2 or 3 of these off?
Go for it.
So we've not touched any of these since
He's enjoying using it still.
Since we bought the car.
No problem.
Easy.
Dankeschön. We're going to get some different sockets just in case. We got some big nuts. I haven't, but there might be some out there. Right, what's been done up the longest? I reckon we go and try the BMW Compact over here, because that's literally just been sat here for a good 5 months, just doing nothing. Right, you can tell how long it's been here by how rusty all the discs are. No challenge. We need something else. Genuinely impressed. Do we try something else? One more, for good measure. What should we do? In fact, should we do Ben's Renault Clio Trophy, which you all need to get in the comments and tell him to hurry up and make his video on getting this running again, because it's literally, in fact, I don't know why I didn't come to this first, because it's been off the road for like 7 or 8 years. I can't imagine these wheels have been off. I'm amazed the actual brakes and wheels turn round because it's that rusty. No problem. No problem at all. I'm impressed. So, I'm pleasantly surprised.
It's not bad for the money.
Yeah. No, for £70 or even the £80 that I paid to get it from eBay, I'm genuinely impressed. I don't think that's bad at all. I mean, it's not any comparison on the Milwaukee, is it?
It's really great value. Don't think it's up to the task of professional use.
No.
But certainly, if you do have those winter tyres to swap over, maybe you've got a flat tyre.
What would you get better than this for 70 quid? It's interesting, Ben being professional, because You can tell you're not as enthusiastic as I am. I think as a home DIY, I mean, who would you recommend this to? It's going to be home DIYers.
Home DIYers, yeah, people who change the odd spare tyre. A lot of people do have winter wheels they need swapping over. I used to do that quite a bit, swapping winter tyres on. You can do it yourself at home, and it makes life a little easier if you've got one of those.
Score it out of 10, I guess, to round it off.
Value, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Performance, from where I'm coming from, 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, but still, 5 out of 10 in comparison to, you know, professional tools. Not bad at all. I'd recommend it. Why not? Perfect Christmas gift.
Yes. Excellent Christmas gift.
Yeah, for a dad, you know, son, girlfriend, whatever that's into mechanics. I'd recommend it. If I could give you an affiliate link where I earn some money, I would do, but I haven't. Look out for them at Lidl, or you can find them on eBay. That is it for this video. Hope you found it somewhat interesting. At least you know now where it sits in comparison to even a second-hand professional style Milwaukee drill, even an outdated one like this. Nowhere near, but still good. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Take care.
Bye-bye.